All right, welcome into the Browns halftime live. I feel like the connection is not great. Am I frozen?
My connection's great. Are you? You're not frozen either.
Oh, good. Well, that's
Yeah.
good.
You got
We're off
some
to a great
you
start.
got some light streaks in your hair, and I've got a 3-year-old screaming upstairs,
That is the way of the world. That's what
which is honestly a perfect way to describe the first half of the game in Seattle. Chaos.
very much chaos. The highs, the lows,
Yeah.
a lot of confusion. First of all, welcome into the Browns halftime live. Browns trail the Seahawks 17-14. Al Gordon here says it here. Inconsistencies best.
Will the real Cleveland Browns defense please stand up? 17 points allowed in the first quarter. They looked awful, completely soft. Seattle just gashing them in every possible way. And then the second quarter, they forced 2 3-and-outs, and then Emerson gets that huge interception there just before halftime. Camryn, which defense is the real defense? Is it the awful defense we saw from 5 quarters between Indianapolis and the first quarter today? Or is it the defense we saw against San Francisco and the defense we saw in the second quarter? What's happening?
I think they are. This defense has the potential to be the real deal. They've done it so many times. They still lead the league in a lot of categories. They're in the top of the league in a lot of categories. But these last 2 games, you're right, they just haven't looked themselves. What does that mean? Does it mean that their game plan maybe isn't catered the way that it needs to be for their opposing offenses? Is it a lack of effort? Is it they slowed down, they got too full of themselves maybe and need to put that pressure back on? Who's to say? But the defense that we saw in those first few games and that we see in moments in its last 2 games, really last week, it was really just Myles Garrett. This week, we're seeing it. There's a lot of other guys stepping up, just inconsistent, like Al Gordon said. But I do think that is who they are. They just have to keep their foot on the gas, keep it consistent, because right now, with PJ Walker in on your offense, and they're going to obviously struggle, your defense has to be what is as average.
It's been a tough 5 quarters since the best in the world comment, especially for the Browns secondary. Again, Emerson comes up with a big play. Newsome did make that one big play there late in the second quarter, but it feels like again today, and part of it is because Geno Smith, like Gardner Minshew last week, is buying time, and it's Gerard Cherry and Hanford Dixon will tell you it's impossible to cover downfield for 5 or 6 seconds. The secondary, though, kind of Swiss cheesy in the first half.
Yeah, you're right. Anya here, how are the Browns losing? My question is, how is
it only a 3-point game?
Exactly.
And maybe and listen, I'm going to gripe a little bit here because I never want to see another pass with PJ Walker from the 1-yard line. If it's 1st and goal from the 1, you run the ball 4 times, and if they stop you 4 damn times, hats off to them. I don't want to see it anymore. But maybe it's time we give a little credit to Kevin Stefanski because he had 39 points with PJ Walker last week. Granted, a lot of that came from the defense, right? And putting them in good field position. But again, they're moving the football. PJ Walker made a mistake with the interception. Terrible throw. I'd argue that maybe he shouldn't have been throwing it on 3rd and 2. And then the fumble. Other than that, man, they have moved the football.
That's what Kevin Stefanski. I know a lot of people give him a lot of slack when you have situations that don't work, hearing it around here all the time. Like, what are you doing? What's going on? I think we've seen it. We saw it in that last drive against the Colts. We're seeing it in moments today. We've seen it this season. Kevin Stefanski has stepped up, and he does very well in moments that we might not have seen him do before. He's got PJ Walker as his starting quarterback, right? You can only ask for so much. And this is what the organization has decided they're going with right now. You have Deshaun Watson questionable every single day of every single week while that shoulder heals, and you know that PJ Walker is your backup. Your next option is a rookie Dorian Thompson-Robinson. So with this situation and at what he has been given, this is probably as good as you can ask for. You're scoring points still. Yeah. You're figuring out ways to get David Njoku on those screenplays, finding him, using Amari Cooper and his ability to catch the ball contested or just even get himself open. They're finding ways to get the ball down the field and utilize the few strings they've got left going on right now in offense. And I think that's what you have to ask for.
But like the defense, where we have seen both sides of the coin in this game, listen, PJ Walker, I was a PJ Walker stan last week. The guy can make some plays. We've seen him make some plays. We've seen him make some throws. But like you said, it's about understanding the limitations. Let's not put everything on the shoulders of a guy who was on the practice squad a couple of weeks ago.
And
if it's 3rd and 2, if it's 3rd and short, if you're near the goal line, give it to one of the best short yardage backs in the NFL in Kareem Hunt. Let's not overthink this.
Mm-hmm. But what I will say, one of the good things that I like to see, Kareem Hunt finding that end zone for the 3rd week in a row, using him in that situation, that's perfect. You know what you've gotten him. You can score. Awesome. But I really like the way that Pierre Strong has stepped up. And that's not because he was next man up. Pierre has done a phenomenal job at stepping.
Reverse curse.
Reverse curse. Listen, next man up has never had a curse. It's never had a curse.
Missing. You know what we are missing so far in this game, though?
What are we missing so far in this game?
A Dustin Hopkins 50-plus yard field goal.
Keep the streak alive.
Keep the streak alive, man. Keep it alive.
All right, what do you want to see in the second half, Doss?
Cheryl wants to see a lot of wacky stuff on her keyboard.
Yeah, we've got a pocket.
Well, okay. So MJ Emerson's interception there was huge because the Browns could not afford to give up points. Seattle gets the football to start the second half. Pick up where you left off defensively. Get a stop. Give your offense an opportunity to go down and equalize because this game felt like it was out of control early. Right after the first 2 drives, it was 14-0. Credit to the Browns that they've cut into this lead. Get a stop. Give your offense an opportunity. Run the football.
Run the football. Pierre Strong shows you can do it. You got Kareem Hunt back there. Get those running backs on the field. Let PJ Walker have a nice, easy day. Don't push that ball too much. Take care of the ball. Just take care of the ball. No turnovers, no takeaways on your end.
Take the double reverse flea flicker out back and shoot it.
Yep.
Bury it next to the 4th and short shotgun run. Bury it in the backyard.
I don't think you'll see that one for a long time. I don't think that one.
2 straight weeks that thing has not worked, right?
And that's why then you throw it away.
You do it on first down,
yeah,
and then you come back with a run on second down that gets stuffed. All of a sudden, it's 3rd and 10.
See, that means it was working in practice, and they didn't do it on the field. Yeah. You don't run that; it doesn't work in practice.
Come watch me at the driving range, okay? We know practice is not always the same as.
And that's why you throw that one away, okay? It doesn't work 2 weeks and fine, done. All right.
Snap the driver over your leg. Get rid of it.
All right, offense, picking up, defense, staying where they're at. No takeaways. I don't think that's a ton to ask for. They're in a good position.
Just first things first, get a stop out of halftime. Get a stop.
See, last week it was score. This week, get a stop. Boom.
Well, I would like a turnover. It would be nice if Myles Garrett made, again, I know he makes lots of impacts that don't necessarily show up on the stat sheet. Myles Garrett looking even 80% of what we saw last week in the second half here would go a long way.
Feels like a good time for him to step up, get some points on the board defensively, help PJ Walker out a little bit. We'll see what happens in the second half, and we'll catch you guys next week against the Cardinals. Until then, Browns just trailing a few points, 17-14 on the Seahawks. Thanks for watching Browns Halftime Live.